What if I told you there was a way to prep for an interview so that you're getting questions that are really on point? It might actually be something very similar as to what the interviewer will be asking you. And better than that, it's in real time with a real voice asking you questions and you answering those questions. That sounds fantastic. And I know you're probably thinking that's called a career coach or an interview coach or one of those people who cost quite a bit of money. But I'm going to give you something that in some ways is even better than an actual career coach person expert. And what is that? That is, of course, ChatGPT. But hold on before you think, oh, I'm just going to type in a bunch of things and then it's going to tell me to say this generic stuff. We're going to do this way differently. First off, you're going to find the hiring manager's LinkedIn profile. You're going to copy and paste the text from there as much as you can into the ChatGPT window, followed then by the job description. And that will be followed by anything relevant to the company, its mission statement, maybe the team you're working on. You find that on the website or wherever you need to. You put it in the same window as those other two things. And then the last and the fourth thing is your resume. You put that in there, all ready to go. And you ask ChatGPT to create you custom questions that are drawing from almost like this person's brain because you have their background. It's also drawing from what the job description is specifically asking for. And so it's armed with all this information. You're getting some really custom created questions that could very well, again, simulate what you're going to see on interview day. So the first thing you have to do here is get ChatGPT on the app because that's the only place that the headphone function is available. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're actually going to be talking to ChatGPT and it's going to be asking us the questions back. Okay, so notice how there's these little headphone icons right there in the bottom left corner. You click on those, and as soon as you do, can you please ask me more interview questions based on the information that I input, including the job description, information about that person, and my resume?
Absolutely. Let's proceed with another question tailored to the insights from the information you've provided, the job description, and both profiles. Discuss a time when you had to pivot a product strategy based on market feedback or a change in business objectives. How did you approach this challenge and what was the outcome?
So, a major project in the past that I worked on was when I realized there were many people out there who didn't know how to use generative AI. They knew the basics maybe, but they didn't actually know how to do things in depth. And so I pivoted what I was doing from what I was doing with data science and realized that there was a great opportunity here to help many people.
Your pivot to focusing on educating others about generative AI, given its emerging importance and the gap in deep knowledge, is an excellent example of adapting to meet a pressing need. It highlights your ability to identify opportunities and shift direction to address them, which is a valuable skill in any role, especially one focused on learning experience design and technological innovation.
Of course, I'll stop it there, but you get the idea. And what I can do after that is actually ask it questions. In general, what did you think about the length of my response?
Your response was concise, which is great for keeping the interviewer's attention and making your point clearly. In an interview, being able to succinctly articulate your experiences and achievements is crucial. However, it's also important to provide enough detail to fully answer the question and demonstrate your skills and impact.
Okay, let's do the following. I want you to ask me a question. I will follow up with a response. And then I want you to ask a follow up question based on my response. And then I will give a second response. After that, I then want you to evaluate both responses in terms of quality and length.
Sounds like a great plan. Here's your initial question. Can you share an experience where you led a team through a significant challenge, including how you approached the situation and what the outcomes were?
So I'll stop there, but you get the idea. This can be a very adaptable solution. You can come up with all different kinds of interview scenarios. But the idea here is that you are speaking in real time. You're actually formulating answers in your head and then moving your tongue and speaking. And this is really the exact skill that you want to simulate that you're going to be using in the interview itself. Now, if you were to prep just using text and writing, that's fine. It gets you to a certain level, but it doesn't actually mirror the motor movements that you're going to be using and the brain pathways that you're going to be employing when you answer questions in real time. So there you have it. This is a great killer use case for ChatGPT, one that you can really turn it into not just a generic asker of questions, but one that can really take all the specifics from both the job itself and from your background and merge them together into an interview experience that can very well be similar, if not very similar, to what you'll see on interview day. Good luck.